Hello students, let us start the second part of the chapter, pressure. In this part we are going to cover the different topics like atmospheric pressure, pressure exerted by the liquid and gases, and we are going to discuss about the devices known as barometer and manometer. Barometer and manometer. So let's start. Pressure. Pressure is defined as the force applied Pressure is defined as the force applied over the unit area of a surface, or in other words we can say that force per unit area is called pressure. Now we know that the pressure exerted by an object depends upon its surface area. Now if the surface is small, the amount of pressure applied is large, and vice versa. Now we need to know the unit of pressure. What is the unit of pressure? The SI unit of pressure is Pascal. In the short form we can write it down PA, that is capital P and A, or we can say that Newton per meter square. Since standard unit of force is Newton and that of area is meter square, therefore we can say that 1 Pascal is equal to 1 nano. Therefore we can say that 1 Pascal is equal to Newton per meter square. Thus we can say 1 Pascal is the pressure exerted by a force of 1 Newton on an area of 1 square meter. Now let us discuss few examples. Now while cutting a fruit, we need to use the sharp edge of the knife. Using the blunt edge of knife shall not serve the purpose. The blunt edge of knife has larger surface area than the sharp edge, and because of smaller surface area, more pressure is produced through the sharp edge of the knife and something can be easily cut. Now the next picture you can see on the screen, that is the nail. So while putting a nail into a wooden board, the pointed end of the nail is kept at the front. Then the pointed end of the nail has a very small surface area. As we can see that the pointed end of the nail has very small surface area, and this enables us to apply less force to produce greater pressure. Similarly, we know that the school bags have broader shoulder straps. Why? Because of broad shoulder straps, the pressure due to the weight of the books in school bag is distributed over a large area and it becomes easier to carry the bag. Now let us discuss about the device known as barometer. What is barometer? Barometer is a device used to measure the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure, as we know that it changes with the distance above or below the sea level. A barometer can also be used to measure altitude. So there are two main type of barometers. One is the mercury and another one is aneroid. In the mercury barometer, pressure is measured by the height of a column of mercury supported by the atmosphere, whereas in the aneroid barometer, the pressure is measured by a metallic diaphragm. The barometer works by the balancing the weight of mercury in the glass tube against the atmospheric pressure, much like a set of scales, which you can see over here like a set of scales. With an increased weight of air above the reservoir, the mercury level rises to a higher level. So this is all about the barometer. Next, the manometer. What is manometer? A manometer is a device that measures air pressure using a container with a U-shaped. You can see on the screen the picture of the manometer, which is a U-shaped tube open at both one or both the ends. In a closed manometer, a sample of gas is introduced into one end, which is then capped. This pressure represents the positive or negative difference between the gas pressure and atmospheric pressure. Now let us discuss about the pressure exerted by liquid and gases. As we know that similar to solids, liquids and gases also exert pressure. Liquids and gases exert pressure on inner wall of the container in which they are kept. This can be demonstrated by the following activity. Here on the screen you can see the picture of the container which is filled with water, and 3 holes are made at a difference. So you can see the flow of water. There is a difference in the flow of water. Why it is so? The pressure that a liquid exerts on the bottom of the container is depend upon the height of the liquid in the container. The liquid exerts equal pressure on different points of the container having the same depth. Next, about the atmospheric pressure. As we know that a layer of gas is present around the Earth's surface. The air present in the atmosphere exerts a pressure on the Earth which is called the atmospheric pressure. Now the atmospheric pressure keeps on increasing as we move towards the Earth's surface. The amount of atmospheric pressure upon us is quite large due to the large surface area on the atmosphere around the Earth, but we do not experience any of its effects. Why it is so? This is so because the pressure of the air inside our body is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So there are also fluids present in our body that exert a pressure inside our body. Hence what happens? Our bodies easily obtain a balance with the atmospheric pressure. However, sometimes at higher altitudes where the atmospheric pressure is low as compared to that at the Earth's surface, what happens? The nose bleeding occurs. So this is so because that at that time the blood pressure in our body becomes higher than the atmospheric pressure outside the us. So children, I hope that you all have understood the chapter So children, I hope that you have understood the topics covered today properly. So if you have any queries, you can write it down in the comment section. Thank you.